How y'all doing today? We're from the northern part. We can talk like that. I mean, yeah, we are from the northern part. I want to thank everyone for coming today, and especially is Margaret in the room? Margaret Cannell, get you to stand up. Margaret's the one that put together all these demographics and the slides that we had today. If it was up to me and Joel, we were talking about, we probably have a big flip chart and a big old magic marker up here. So we definitely want to thank her for that. We want to kind of get started, and we want to survey so every one of you can kind of see who's here in attendance today. If I can get the business owners and employees within Orange County to please raise your hand. Raise them high. Okay. The business owners, employees outside of Orange County. Do we have any of those here today? We've got a few. How about government officials or government employees? That's anything UNC. Okay. And lastly, the media. Anyone with the media? All right, Joel, lock the door. Thank you very much. Our chamber of the past year has had a tremendous increase in membership. We've had, I think it's our stats are 130% increase in our membership. So we've had a lot of growth there. And also with the recent change in name that we've had, we went from the Hillsborough Area Chamber of Commerce to the Hillsborough Orange County to make it a little bit more representative of the Eflins and the Caldwells and all the other smaller communities. They say basically, we don't have a voice. Well, now they do. With that change in name, it's helped with our exposure, our representation, as well as a little bit helping our credibility also on a state and regional effort. Over the last year, we have had a lot of publicity through statewide, locally, regionally, through publications, business journals, things of that instance, TV, radio, all talking about the positive efforts of Orange County as a whole, of course, history of Hillsborough and the business districts, and so we're real proud of that. To give you an example, a year and a half ago, when I started with the chamber, our website, we had a website that was averaging about 25 hits a month. Our website, as of the recent data that we've got, we're averaging over 10,000 hits a month. And so we're just basically getting it out there, and so that kind of shows you that somebody's paying attention to the northern part of the county also. We also want to, I think every one of you've got one of the job ready forums right there. We have built a lot of different partnerships here, and this is probably the one that we're most proud of, is this with both school systems here. We would encourage you, if y'all can, while I'm talking or just here at the end of the session, we've been working on this for about a year, and we've only got about 40 to 50 of the businesses. We've got a lot of businesses that participate, help with different aspects, but we don't have your name down so we can keep it on a chart so we can refer to it year after year. So if you can fill that out for us, we would greatly appreciate it. You could either just hand it to me on the way out or just leave it there at your table. We at the Chamber also have done several different things. We're trying to help and to expand also. We've offered several county forums, as well as we've had several partnerships and meetings and ideas with the North Carolina Department of Commerce. It basically told us how people perceive Orange County outside of Orange County. And so that's helping us, and we've got another meeting set up here pretty quickly with that. Basically, our job with our chamber is to promote the businesses and our membership. We've got everything from nonprofits, churches, as well as the community as a whole, and to help with the balance a little bit of the tax burden that we have off the residential. We want to attract some new businesses. As you saw in the graphic, 86% of Orange County's tax base is residential, and 14%, of course, is the businesses and the farmers and things like that. A lot of people see Orange County as a bedroom community, and I agree. It's we're going through a transition now from family farms to a lot of residential and things like that, moving in that direction. But I believe, looking at research, talking with my chamber members, talking with the landowners, The fuel behind most of this is a 240% property county tax increase since 1985. The increase is also in the increase of property values. So these people aren't necessarily, their income's not going up, all except Michael Jordan's not going up 250%. So we just want to keep that in consideration. One of the other things is to basically balance out with counties of similar size and tax base. We want to be more competitive so that it's affordable for our businesses and landowners and things like that. Basically, from my experience living in the northern part of the county, it's rural. But a lot of these families, these younger generations, are coming into the ownership of this land. They're getting tracts as small as 25 acres up to close to 1,000 acres. But they can't afford to pay the taxes or the restrictions and things like that. And so basically they are having to sell it off to survive, and either that or they're moving out. So I just want to make sure that we keep all of our representation here, want to keep the businesses in mind in every effort that we do. One of the other things that we're kind of all excited about is our low unemployment rate. I believe in many aspects this is kind of misinterpreted. I'm sure, as I can, at least half my family and friends that are in this statistic live here in Orange County, but work towards the Research Triangle Park or work towards the Triad. And so that's kind of a misconception, I believe. One of the other things is who would not like to work, live, play, and spend more money right here in their own county? And helping us with some of this would be grateful for the businesses. For example, 83% of our chamber membership at the Hillsborough Orange County Chamber is less than 20 employees. 83%. That's pretty amazing once I started crunching some numbers on that. And as well, 53% of Orange County's total jobs, now you saw, I think it was just state jobs or something to that effect, but if you add both of them together, you look back at your graphic, 53% of those are government jobs. And so that's given a little consideration that way. Many of the ways that we are planning and preparing for the future, for instance, Hillsborough is putting in a new reservoir up in the northern part of the county with the extension of water and sewer to the Economic Development District there in Hillsborough. Can y'all hear me all right back there? Okay. To the water and sewer to the Economic Development District there. As of, I believe, this last Monday, we had a group that was actually interested in maybe doing some development there of 400 plus acres, I believe is the number. So that kind of gives you some other statistics. But the other two economic development districts are crown jewels. Those are our three crown jewels, these economic development districts. Don't have that basic infrastructure set up. If we want these to pay off, we're going to have to lay some just basic things down for them. On some of the different things that we need help with in the northern part of the county is funding for roads. And if anyone's been downtown Hillsborough, anytime basically during the day right now, we kind of need a bypass, not to take away from the downtown, but from the businesses and things like that, but just to unclog it. It backs up to Daniel Boone Square out there, and it's going to keep on backing up because 86 cuts right there through the heart of the downtown. In a recent forum that we had, the DOT told us actually we didn't even have any funding on the books. So we need your help to help us go up and push and plant seeds here and pass some legislation that will help us. We also need to expand fiber optics throughout the county, as well as other technological advances that we need. For instance, voicemail, which most everybody's used to getting now, we don't even have that capability in the northern part of the county right now through our local carrier. Every time I call and check my voicemail, I'm having to go through Durham, through the local company that we have. It's a long distance charge. Every time I call, just check voicemail, and I check it 10 times a day. Even though our county and our officials don't necessarily play the incentive game, there does need to be some basic things laid down, not just in those economic development districts, but throughout the county, and some things to attract businesses, to equal out this tax burden. Businesses that we're looking to basically attract is a mixture. It's not just factories and warehouses and things like that, but it's a mixture of services, entertainment, clothing stores. What I'd like to see personally is a on-site community college there somewhere in the northern part of the county, as well as a community hospital or an urgent care. We do have medical facilities there, but it's by kind of an appointment. 24-hour urgent care service would be wonderful to have there. In a recent talk that I had with the North Carolina Department of Commerce, they told us that we could practically hand-pick any kind of environmentally safe, high-paying technological jobs that we want. We just got to let people know we want them. And we've got these 3 areas to set them up, but with all these other counties giving all this free land and giving all these other incentives or whatever, if we don't have the basic infrastructure, hey, we're out of the game. And also, not just the new businesses, but we need to help our veteran businesses. I just talked yesterday with General Electric over on the Orange County border over in Mebane. They at one time employed 1,800 employees. I talked to them yesterday. They are down to 900 employees. They, as of this past Monday, laid off 100 more employees. A lot of this isn't just regulations and things within the county, but it's the pressure from Mexico with the low percentage of cost of jobs there. I'm privileged, as most, if you come to any of our chamber meetings or anything like that, I try and put my heart in it because my family roots here are over 300 years deep. We've got a lot of different things with working with the chamber also. We're the magnet for these newcomers. Me and Joel are the magnets. When people want to come, first place they usually call is the Chambers of Commerce to find out where to live, where are the schools, all of this information. So I get to see, as well as Joel gets to see, both sides of the coin on all of these issues. And plus, I got to go to those family reunions and face everybody. If I leave one thing with you today, it's the need to balance for the consideration of veteran as well as new businesses to this area. We want to encourage everyone to participate, whether it's serving on a committee with the town, whether it's working with the chambers, whether it's working with the nonprofits, things like that, and to also go out and vote. And last but not least, basically to shop Orange Counties first. The more money, take that little extra effort to spend a nickel extra here, put it in this county. If you notice, when our children go out and start soliciting, trying to get sponsors and things like that, who do they go to? They go to our businesses. So the more money we put in their pockets, the more money they can put in our kids' pockets that is going to help the taxes and the economy at large for the county. And plus, well, I do have another at least, if leave you with one more thing, is we encourage you, and as well as I'm sure Joel will back us up, to join both of the chambers. You don't have to be a business. You don't just have to be a nonprofit. You can be a church. We've got, I'm sure Joel has also, friends of the chamber. So if you're basically concerned about the future, you want to help us steer the future, or you're just nosy, just let one of us know, so we'd be glad to do it. I appreciate y'all having us today. We're glad to present this. Last year, I was sitting way back in that back corner over there, so I was like a little nervous here. And so you'll have to just bear with me. But just remember, if whatever I said or whatever, that my high school principal was Dr. Hal Kyoto. So if I messed up too bad, it's his fault. Thank y'all very much. We appreciate it. See y'all next year.